Alright, in today's video we're going to do a subscriber gameplay breakdown. We're going to be looking at a 2+ KD player and seeing the things that they do well and maybe the things that they can improve on so they can become a better player. And then hopefully as a result of this type of video, you take away a bunch of things that you can incorporate in your arsenal. Maybe you need to start doing and some things that you need to stop doing. So if you do enjoy this type of content, make sure you hit the like button. Goal on today's video is 1,000 likes. And if you're brand new looking to find your way back for more of my content, make sure you are subscribed with notifications on. This is something I've done on the channel for quite a while. If you're interested in getting your gameplay broken down, make sure you go ahead and check out the description because it has all the details on how you can get your gameplay reviewed. So he lands off on an unnamed location. This is good. A lot of times if you land at a named location, it can be pretty hot. And if you're not as comfortable with getting in a gunfight with a garbage gun that maybe you're not familiar with or leaving that to chance, is definitely a good route to go by landing in a little bit safer area, not so crowded. Try and make sure you get your loot together. Hopefully get enough money to buy your loadout, and then you kind of move from there. And depending on where you're at in the match, you get the free loadout a little bit later on as well, so you can combine that. Maybe do overkill ghost, or just go ahead and go with the free one and get ghost if the timing isn't working out. Maybe you're just coming back from the gulag. Enemy just came back. 140 player lobby, so people already starting to die off. So the guy is probably on that roof or on this roof, so you got to be aware that the enemy is going to be somewhere close by. Okay, here, gunfire behind you. Oop, there's a dude. He has stopping power rounds. I know it's a little bit blurry, but you can see that there is a red line that traces across there, and then it kind of moves. Anytime you see those red little tracers, they're a little bit more orange. They're not necessarily red because there are red tracers. There's blue tracers, purple tracers that they have in the item shop where you could buy those individual blueprints for those specific weapons. But anytime you get stopping power rounds, it's going to have a visible cue when you see the actual tracer. Orange, that tells you it's stopping power. And that means for this enemy player, they're going to have a little bit of a harder time trying to hit you because in case you guys didn't know, with stopping power, you're doubling and even sometimes tripling your recoil, which makes it incredibly difficult to control, especially when you put on those stock weapons without any of the attachments that are actually helping you control the weapon. So perfectly lines it up, takes the guy out, and then he's able to clear that out, which works out pretty good. The other clue you can get from stopping power is if they shoot you and you start losing a little bit of your health before all your plates are gone, that means it was stopping power. So pretty clean there. He handled the situation pretty good. The pace that they're moving at, you can see that they're a little bit more comfortable than some of the ones that we previously looked at that were more in that 1.0 to 1.5 KD range. P90, good weapon here. So that guy might have been able to hit his shots if he has stopping power because P90 is relatively low recoil. Oh, look at the drop shot. That guy was mad in the kill cam, so he turned on him. Nice little kill there. Still going to continue looting. There's a potential to do a bounty. He has 4,700 right now. So not really much you can do there other than a self-revive or a UAV. Already has a heartbeat sensor, so that's a good way to start. Nobody's going to have ghosts this early in the match. Still looting, probably trying to get a rifle. There's a rifle right there. Looks like he's going to be sticking with the RPG, one shot in there, and then he has the full ammo for the SMG for the P90. And I'm going for the bounty, so this is a little bit more of an aggressive play. Hopefully the person doesn't decide to run away. A lot of times in solos when you get a bounty, half the time it seems like people run away, and the other half they're like just clueless. So we'll kind of see which player this is if he runs up on him right now. He has to kind of close the distance because even though this is a low recoil weapon, you ideally want to be within around 30 meters because beyond that range, it's going to be shooting marshmallows, basically. You're not going to be doing much damage. You're going to need to land a lot of bullets, like in the 14, 15, 16. Dude just bought a loadout. He popped dead silence. He's trying to creep up on him. Good move here. A little bit high, but can't do much about that. Now he's kind of screwed. I don't know how that guy got so much money. But he got the loadout. Dead silence is done. The guy is around the corner. There he is. Ooh, he's got closest distance. Let's see how he does it. Guy moved to the left. Strafing, that's pretty good. Looks like he kind of has a high sensitivity. When I looked at the gameplay though, it says he's on a 6.6. Maybe it just looks higher. There it is, close distance. There's another person he's got to worry about. It did that little stutter that sometimes the recording does on PlayStation, where it skips like 3 seconds ahead. He wins the bounty though, and he steals the guy's gun. So he's in a really good spot here. 3 minutes before the loadout drop comes in. He's already got decent weapons if he's going to stick with the RPG and the Growl. And the class setup for the Growl ends up looking okay, except for it has that Cronin Shark garbage attachment for the grip. Attachment wasted right there. That could have been on the Commando foregrip or Ranger foregrip or Merc. Something that is actually going to help you out versus that placebo attachment that only helps aiming stability, which is kind of a wasted attachment. Oh, he's got a UAV. Could have gone the loadout, but I think he was comfortable enough with the Growl that he's in a decent spot. He's marking people on the map, so this is actually... seems like a comfortable player that they know what they're doing. It also looks like they played Black Ops since Black Ops 3 was their first Call of Duty. So they started on the Jetpacks COD. I would imagine they're a little bit younger based off of that. But they transitioned through, I'm guessing, and they probably played a lot of Blackout. They started playing Warzone once it was introduced, 2.1 KD. And that's pretty much, they're just looking to help it continue improving. Oh, good RPG swap there. Too bad he, oh, good timing there. Too bad he doesn't have amped, because the perks, he would have been able to swap a little bit faster, reload. And that's where it really makes the RPG overpowered. And you kind of want EOD in those scenarios too, because if you get too close, you can feel a little bit more confident that if you're close, you can shoot the person and you're not going to kill yourself or cause an extreme amount of damage. So he's sitting on a UAV, that's 4,300. Loadout drops in a minute. Right at the edge of the zone. Like, everything's looking pretty good. This is a nice, comfortable spot. You kind of probably want to get on top of the this building right here, primarily because then that'll allow you to get a little bit more information if you want to gatekeep. You can see that somebody is already up top there, so he's paying attention to the one that's a little bit closer. And then he has an eye on this one, so he's gonna go for, looks like the one that's on top of train station. You see some other ones fighting there. Let's see which route he decides to go. Okay, this is a little bit risky, only because you guaranteed that this guy has to come in right now in the next minute. There are 4 or 5 people. 5 people. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A good amount. I don't know if it's 5 or 6, but there's a lot of people there. And he's not really coming in at a good angle. He's kind of just coming in over this edge, where they're going to have direct lines of sight to him. Not sure exactly what he's aiming at, because that is a green door that is closed and does not open. So it's a little bit tricky there. The good thing is, since you called in the UAV, you know that there's different people in this area and that the heartbeat sensor will work unless these people grab the free loadout in about 20 seconds. So you kind of got to work a little bit quick in these scenarios because you have a good advantage here knowing where people are. Not sure if he's going to take the shot. Got to be prepared for the third party because there was multiple teams here. You got to be prepared. If you're going to get shot, you need to be able to get to cover really quickly. He's kind of in the open here, which is kind of how he has to play it. You might have waited to get a little bit closer to the rock, maybe over here on this left side, or maybe push up to the edge of the building so you have some kind of cover. That's ideal. If you have a shot, you take it, but it really depends. Let's see what happens. So ends up taking that guy out, ends up finishing him off. No one comes to third party. Works out really good. That's probably in the cemetery because of where he's at. Normally the loadout drops drop in pretty much the same locations over and over if you're in a general area. At least the first loadout. The second loadout is kind of dictated more by the circle, but the first loadout that you get is normally dictated by your location and how close it is to you. They usually try to spawn within about 200 meters, and there's certain locations that they're typically going to spawn at depending on where you're at on the map. So you can kind of force spawn those too. Nice, clean. So the person's gun skill is clearly good. They're not missing any shots. They drop shot at the other guy. And that's sometimes what people don't realize is there's two different components. There's people that are going to be naturally gifted in the gun skill department. That means they don't miss shots. They're very good at controlling recoil. They have high reaction time. So, relatively quick reaction time. So they can snap on the target. They got good vision where they can spot targets really easily. There's a lot going in the good direction. And a lot of that, it takes a lot of time, practice, and some of those things you can't make up for. Especially as you get older. Like for me, in my example, I'm 32. So there's things that I could have probably done reaction-wise when I was 17, 18, 22 in my prime as far as gaming goes. In the competitive gaming leagues, they're all right around that 18 to 22 years age. We saw that Fortnite tournament. The average age was like 15. And that's because as you get older, you just reflexes are a little bit slower, so you got to start thinking a little bit smarter, and that's where you kind of get some of that aspect of it. So there's those two elements. You have, you know, thinking through each of the steps so you could be ahead of what's going on and kind of use your smarts to win those positioning battles, and being a step ahead of your opponent, which is definitely required as you get older. As you're younger, you can rely on just kind of being a little bit flashy, reaction time, being a little bit careless, because you can make up for it with those quick reaction times. So got to have the trade-off and balance. You have to really understand where you're at, because every player is going to be different. Obviously, there's some older people that are disgusting and have really quick reflexes, and then the opposite, where there's obviously other people where maybe they're young and they're just very terrible at video games. So you kind of have that balance, but it is always beneficial to learn how to position yourself and get better at the game. So looks like he ended up jumping in a Bertha that has already one of these trophy systems on it. He's going to go get his perks. Let's see if he decides to get a secondary weapon. MP5 Ghost class, and picks up the Growl because he liked the Growl. And he went with EOD, Amped, and then Ghost. So good spot right now. So now he's going to take off. He grabbed a bounty. We're over here at Superstore. And this one, you kind of ideally want to get on top of the building. There's a couple different ways. There's like at least 5 different ways they think to get on top of this building. You want to work your way up there. Going through the inside is not always the best, because if the guy ends up on top, there's not really much you can do. You kind of got to work your way around. The guy called in a UAV, but they don't know exactly where he's at. Looking like this guy has Ghost. One little trick I would do personally is I would put the little dot on your map on the center of this circle. And then when you do the heartbeat sensor, you know you can get up to about 55 meters or whatever the case is. I think it's 55 off the top of my head. And then what you'll notice is how far that player is away, and if they do or if they don't have Ghost, so you can approach that a little bit differently. If they do have Ghost, then you're going to kind of have to play a little bit more safe on that circle. If they don't have Ghosts, then they're going to pop up and they'll be very visible for you to see without actually having to waste a UAV or anything like that. You'll just use the heartbeat sensor for that proximity. I would imagine the person's up top. They could be in that little side room. That is a well-defended room that when you go into this to the right side, straight ahead in the doorway, straight all the way ahead. Or the guy could be up top. Playing this the right way, though. This is how you have to play solos. It's very unforgiving. Behind him. 11 meters. Is he in this room? He's going to be on the left side looking at the window. There he is. He's set up with his claymore. This is kind of an odd angle, because you're going to eat the EOD. You could just bust in, but then you got to guess which direction they're in. So before you jump through this door, I would definitely look at the heartbeat and see directionally where this player is, because you cannot afford to get shot from an angle that you're not expecting, especially if the guy's in the corner. Over here, over here. This guy actually is a 10,000 bounty. This is insane. See what he does. Boom, smart play. That's how you do it. He probably heard him. I didn't hear him on the audio that I have right here, but he played it right, and then the claymore didn't even go off. Smart move. That's how you play that situation. Pretty much as good as you can do it.
Gear located.
The other thing you could have done if you didn't feel comfortable with your loadout, or maybe you didn't feel comfortable pushing that position because you just didn't know where the guy was, or they did actually have Ghost, and maybe you didn't have any cues there. They got to rotate out of the zone. That's the only way out. So what you can do is just wait for them, and as they come out, you shoot them. It's a little bit more scummy, but it's a tried and true strat as well, since he literally has to move from that room. I'm liking what I'm seeing from this player. Is actually pretty good. He's gliding in, right? Or no, is he on the ledge? Yeah, he's gliding in. There he is. Tough shot. If he would have gone out a little bit more aggressively, he might have been able to see him. So looking like this guy's going to head over there. Is there a loadout drop? There it is. Third party. Oh, we missed a couple shots there.
Be advised, UAV is bingo fuel.
Pushing it, though. The guy's got a plate up.
Losing ground.
So that's enough time for that guy to actually plate up. So laser him. Oh, perfect. That guy was on a decent head glitch, but he played it kind of passive. Worked out. Another clean kill. MP5 is so good in this game. It just kind of sucks that the laser kind of can give away your position a little bit. So sometimes I don't normally recommend that on an SMG On rifles, typically because the sight line's longer, you don't get punished quite as hard. Oop, here it is. Some reason I feel like he would hit this shots if he had a commando foregrip or a ranger or a merc. But this, the shark, nah, it's terrible. But that's the other guy's loadout. He's going to end up on 13K here. This is pretty solid. Where'd the guy go? So you want to go to the buy station, right? Because this guy just landed. So there's no way he has a UAV. Or maybe the guy does. Use your heartbeat. Mark it and do the heartbeat. That's what I would do, right? Because you know how far they are. If you mark it, you can get within the 50 meters without giving away your position. Not looking at the direction. This is a little bit risky. The guy's... Whew. The guy might be underneath. Or no, he's inside that building or on top of that building. All right, you're getting up to the top. Going to get another sight line. The guy does have to rotate. So this is okay. A pretty okay move. I still would have peeked my right every now and then again, so you don't get hit from the side. But this guy has to rotate out. He knows he has a bounty on him. There's going to be 15, 20 second difference here between the 1 minute and the 40 seconds. And he can go, oh, there the guy is. That was probably the range where the Grout or the MP5 was usable. Just really whatever you're comfortable with hitting your shots, because the TTK probably falls very similar at that particular distance. So it worked out. Good weapon choice. And now the thing with the sucky late rotation is that you can get caught up out in the open. And you can get into a lot of... This guy shouldn't even... Oh, he's self-revive. You gotta be careful though, because there's gonna be more people. One shot, easy kill. He has so much money, it's ridiculous. You gotta stick towards these edge of these walls here. And kind of just pay attention to the edge. Probably watch out for this right side though, because it's probably gonna open. Ooh, damn, the frames, that dropped the resolution there pretty quick. Sounded like there was gunfire in that direction. So we can't really look at the entire map, but I feel like he has enough time to kind of hug the edge of the building here. And there's a majority of cover all the way, and he could probably get to this edge of the circle. That's more like the safer strat, I would say. You might run into a couple people trying to rotate in, but that would be like the safer strat. Out here in the open, there could be guys up top here. There could be people just gatekeeping this wall here. So it's a little bit of, I mean, it's all like guessing, right? At the end of the day, you don't know 100% with absolute certainty where people are, because they either have ghost or they're just not visible. And there's opportunities here where he could easily get killed if the guy just happens to get that first shot off. So with the TTK as low as it is. So he's going for the quick, let me get across here really quickly. Strat, even though he had plenty of time to make a little bit more of a passive rotation along the edge, and then maybe come in with the gas along these little, whatever the heck those are on the airport, those little markers. So he definitely plays it a lot like the way a BR typically would be played. If you're trying to get kills, but not going like all YOLO and that's it. You're only going for kills. You're not playing strategically. It looks like there's a balance. He's just taking what comes to him. And then if opportunities arise, he takes it. Camp it out in the bush. Let's see how long he does that for. Okay, he didn't do that for long. Vehicle's risky. Okay, good. He didn't go for it. Yeah, so ideally you want to watch this side here, come up into this edge, and then kind of move up. Just as long as you're kind of like, you have cover close to you, you're good. He has ghost, so it's nothing to worry about. Somebody just called in a cluster strike. And again, with these, it's going to be from this direction to this direction. So somebody is probably on this right side, or they could even be like right here and then putting it right there. So it just depends. But I would definitely have checked the right side a little bit more thoroughly. He kind of didn't even look at it. There could have been somebody camping there. Thought I saw something move. Okay, so there's one. And this is again where I'd use that marking technique. I would mark this building to give you the exact distance. Ooh. So now you know where they're at. Ooh, we kind of gave them safe away. Good shot. And if you're trying to improve at the game, one common thing that I think a lot of people like mistake is they try to use all these random weapons just because they, you know, I really like this weapon. It's a lot of fun to use. Well, just use the meta. And the meta right now is the Grau M4, MP5, HDR. Those are the main weapons you should be using. Get really good with those until you feel like you're winning a majority of your gunfights. If you're only looking to improve. Then once you feel at a certain comfort level, then you experiment with off-meta weapons. I have enough experience where I can go use the Scar and I'll be okay with it because I understand the strengths and the weaknesses, even though at the end of the day, I would be much better off just using the M4 or the Grau. See how the music, it just comes out of nowhere? The zone's closed. The gulag's closing. Intense music. Like, what the hell? So the guy's probably up top. He's heard you probably by now if he has a headset. Definitely behind you, looking at the stairs. Is he in the corner? He's right up the stairs. Yeah, he's literally right up top. So, throw the C4. His laser's going to give away his position. The guy on the other side, he's in the corner. There he is, right in the corner. Boom, got him. Could have died there, but he took care of business. And that's where you get that peeker's advantage. A lot of times, the guy knows you're coming. He lets himself get hit by a C4, and then he takes him out. If you're going to camp like that, you better have Ghost. And you kind of got to just wait the zone out on this one. You're so close to the win. I mean, you could make a play for the buy station. You just killed someone over there. You know, other people will probably make a play for the buy station. He has plenty of money. Could call on the advanced and see who's visible. Even though that's not going to show all the players. It doesn't show Ghost players. So let's see what happens. All right, he waits it out, and let's see what he does. So this hill is in the zone, I think. Oh, there's a guy. Mounts up. Smart move, especially on that range. What? Somebody else shot him. Oh, that could have been his kill. He didn't get it. Somebody else took it. Got to mark the zone so you know exactly where it is.
You've got gas moving in.
You have to rotate here. And you're going to have low ground. If it rotates up, you're kind of screwed. There was an explosion up top there. It looked like right here. Good peeking. Somebody could be in these corners. So he plays this smart. Got to get a UAV though. The UAV would come in clutch. So you know how many Ghost players there are. Self-revive. Another UAV. Another UAV. He needs another one. That's it. Everyone else has Ghost. He just called in the advanced UAV Blackbird type streak. But everyone in the lobby has Ghost.
Gas is closing. Get to the new safe zone.
There's only 3 players left. They cannibalize each other. So if the guy's up top here, he has to rotate down. He's going to have the high ground. If the guy is down there, there's a loadout by your loadout. You'd have to double check that. Precision. Smart move. This is all pretty good stuff. And the precision's really good, especially if you get the down and you want to finish him off. You just call it right on top of him. This is kind of a funky zone. It's the entire hill. He has so much money. All those bounties are paying off. What? Did he just get a kill? Oh, there the guy is. I didn't see him at first. The 1080 on his screen, I'm sure. But 720, I did not see him. So it's good he was able to get that guy. So he knows the guy's just sitting right there. That's why he calls in the precision. All right, cool. I missed that the first time.
Air support on this target.
Perfect.
Tracker 3-1, good copy. Strike inbound. Correct.
Mark the targets. You're clear.
Another guy there?
This is loader 2-0, good copy.
There's only 2 players left. And now in this part of the end game, sometimes, not every time, there's actually a rotating last zone where it'll rotate to a different location. And that is kind of all luck. You just got to be in the right position or finish the engagements before then. But it kind of works out because if it was the traditional way, I think he would have 100% been screwed because there's no way for him to go up. If somebody's already up there, they're up there.
You've got gas moving in.
Somebody sniping? They're definitely up there. There he goes, coming down. And it sounds like he was sniping a guy on the right. And there he is.
Mission accomplished. All
Nice little 16 kill dub. Never went to the gulag. Pretty clean game. I think there was a lot of things they did really well. I don't think they had a ton of mistakes. So hopefully you guys did learn something. If you did, make sure you hit the like button. If you're brand new, looking to find your way back, make sure you are subscribed with notifications on. Appreciate all the support on the channel. Thank you for watching as always. Have a great day.